On this edition of Alberta Dugout Stories, the podcast, we chat with a Dawgs Academy product, tearing it up to start the U.S. college season, and we continue our 1 through 9 academy profiles with an Edmonton school. Hello and welcome to Alberta Dugout Stories, the podcast. I'm Joe McFarland. Let's get right into this week's episode. The college baseball season stateside is well underway now. If you've been following us on Twitter, you'll know the Alberta talent taking part has been on fire. One of those guys is Calgary's Clayton Keyes. The Dawgs Academy product has been an extra bases machine for Central Arizona. The 6-foot, 205-pound outfielder's been on the radar for a while after being drafted by Toronto in the 17th round of the 2016 draft, then the 15th round by Arizona the following year. He's back in the spotlight again this year as one of Canada's top draft-eligible players, but he's taking none of it for granted this time around with the end goal of signing his first pro deal. We caught up with him over the last week or so after one of his games was canceled by the weather. Clayton, first off, thanks for joining us on the podcast.
No problem. Thanks for having me.
It's shaping up to be a pretty darn good year for yourself. And I mean, you started off real hot right off the bat. Talk about your mindset going into this season. Are you looking to impress on the major league level? Or are you trying to just impress at the college level? Like, where's your head at, I guess, going into 2019?
Basically, for me, coming into this year, I mean, as a kid, I've always wanted to play pro ball. Out of high school, I wanted to play pro ball. So I think this year there's really no difference. I want to do well and get into pro ball as soon as I can.
Talk a little bit about the last few years, because it has been a little bit of a, I don't know if it's a roller coaster ride is the best way to explain it, but you've been drafted a couple of times, you've had those opportunities, and things just didn't pan out. So how do you kind of learn upon those things that you've done over the last couple of years to your advantage?
I think just knowing what pro guys look for, being able, I guess, since I've already gone through the process a couple of times. I know exactly what the guys are looking for, what they need, what each scout is out there looking for in their guys, and so I kind of use that to advantage. Just try to play to my skill set, and yeah, basically just go out there and be me.
There's a lot of people who I've talked to in the baseball circles who've said that the difference between Clayton Keyes from about 3 or 4 years ago to today is night and day. What's changed in your eyes in terms of your maturation process and kind of becoming the man that you have become?
I think for me, the biggest thing was last year, coming out of high school into college. I think it was humbling for me, basically, to be on the bench, I guess. And I've kind of used that as some fuel to kind of open up some eyes, tell people, you know, what's really the deal with me. So I kind of used last year as a kind of like a push, a motivation for me to do better this year and open up some more eyes.
Give us a little bit of a background on where you came from, being the Calgary kid you are, but you've got quite the sporting past in with your family and everything else. So give us a little bit of the 411 on who you are as a person.
Basically, as a kid, I just wanted to be active. I wanted to play as many sports as I could. And so I did that. I mean, I played a little bit of hockey, played some basketball, played football. I basically just wanted to be as athletic and physically in shape as possible. And playing all the sports you can gives you that opportunity, and I just use that going forward.
How big of an impact and an inspiration and motivation has your family been in all of this? Like I said, given that you do have that family lineage to athletics.
Oh man, they've been great. My parents are unbelievable supporters of me and my sister. My sister's, she's great. I mean, my whole family is it's unbelievable how supportive they've been throughout everything, the ups, the downs. It's crazy, man. I don't know. It's pretty special.
Talk a little bit about your upbringing through Dawgs Academy and that process of kind of becoming the ball player that you are through that program.
Oh man, there's no better coaches, I think, than those guys out there. They're there every single day, 6 a.m. till whenever, basically, helping kids get better, knowing what each person needs individually. That level of coaching out there it's uncomparable. They're just great guys. They know basically everything.
Mm. What's your biggest motivator going into this year?
Biggest motivator, I'd say, I don't know. That's a tough one. I'd say probably just since I've always wanted to play professional baseball, that's always been my main goal. I think just knowing that is still an opportunity out there, that's enough to push me.
How difficult is it to come from, not necessarily the baseball hotbed, but certainly Canada's not exactly the most well-known for ball, and to be playing at the college level in a state that there are a lot of baseball players coming from in Arizona? What did you have to do to kind of turn some heads, and beyond that is to gain a little bit of respect for being the Canadian on the team?
I think that firstly, that comes from the exposure that you get with the Dawgs Academy. They travel all over the country. They travel all over the states, going to different tournaments, getting guys looks from pro guys, college guys, you name it. So I think that was a big first step in that. And then coming down here, I think just doing me, just playing the game that I know, that I've always loved and played as a kid. I think just knowing my game and playing to that game, playing to my strengths, I think that just made it that much easier.
You're still a young guy, but you've still had quite the adventure in baseball, and I'm curious, what is maybe your number one memory or your number one moment that you've had so far that made you go, man, I can't believe I'm here right now?
That's tough. I've had a lot of good memories playing baseball. I think probably the Team Canada trip where we played against the Blue Jays, the one that was televised and all that. It was pretty crazy, like all the pregame stuff, having the cameras in your face, all the interviews. It basically felt like I was playing in a major league game. So that was pretty special to me.
What does it mean to you to be on lists like Canadian Baseball Network's top draft eligible guys again? And how much do you keep that in the back of your mind, or do you kind of slough it off as being, hey, I just got to prove myself? Or how do you handle that kind of exposure?
I don't really pay attention to the list, the rankings, all that kind of stuff. I don't even really look at stats, to be honest with you. I feel like that just kind of, let's say you're ranked first on the list, whatever. I feel like that just puts that much more pressure on a kid, So when stuff like that comes out, I don't try to look at them. I don't pay attention to it. I just go out there and play my game and know that if I do, I'll be all right.
Do you have a team in mind that you would love to play pro ball with at some point down the line?
I'm not too sure. The Toronto Blue Jays would be pretty special playing in Canada. But honestly, any team that's willing to make that call for me, I feel like I'd love to put on that uniform.
Yeah, the only reason I ask is I wanted to tap a little deeper in and see what team you grew up watching, or what team or what player you tried to emulate when you were younger. I didn't really watch one specific player. I like more recently, the last probably 6-7 years, I've been watching Bryce Harper. He's been my favorite player for a while, but I feel like I take bits and pieces from different players. One main one being Chris Davis of the Athletics. I think
Me and him have similar body types, stuff like that. So I feel like me emulating his game works for me.
Final question for you, Clayton. When you look back, I'm going to make you take out your crystal ball for a second. And if you can look ahead to the end of this year already, how will you define success for yourself by the end of this season?
For me, I think having a successful season will be probably signing a pro contract at the end of the year.
Pretty straightforward. I like that notion. Clayton, I do appreciate the time on the podcast. Thanks so much, and all the best this season.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you having me.
If you head over to albertadugoutstories.com, you'll find all of our 1 through 9 Academy profiles. We are winding those down now as we get set for the start of the baseball season here in our province. We have a couple of more to get to here on the podcast, and this week we head to Edmonton to check out what St. Francis Xavier Baseball Academy is all about. Brad Wolanski is the Academy director, and we caught up with him to learn just a little bit more. Hey, Brad, thanks for joining us on the podcast.
No worries. Thanks for having me on here.
Let's talk about St. Francis Xavier Baseball Academy. Give me a little bit of the Cole's notes on when it was created, what kind of was the driving force behind it, and sort of the success rate, I guess, to this point.
It was started in 2005, kind of a brainchild of Sheen Bromley and Mark Randall, who obviously are staples in the baseball community for the last 20 plus years. And their goal was really, I think, to just create a year-round baseball program. And it's kind of interesting the fact that you can get it into a school and allow students to be student athletes at the same time, where, you're not going after school to go do extra work. You're incorporating into your school program. It was really a preparation for moving on to the next level of baseball as well. It's been the longest running academy, so that obviously means it's been successful to a certain extent. The numbers aren't as big as they were back then, but with more and more academies popping up, it's definitely still one of the prevalent ones for sure.
Talk a little bit about the scheduling the kids go through. What's a typical day in the life of a student at St. Francis Xavier?
So right now, right now they're writing their exams, so we don't actually get to see them. But right now we're in a phase of, Mondays, typically we're in the weight room during our block. So we have 3 blocks of students. And so it basically replaces your phys ed class. Mm-hmm. So instead of going to an actual phys ed class, you're going to baseball class during the day. And so Mondays, like I said, typically weight room day. Tuesday is normally our hitting day. Wednesday would be a lot of long toss, defensive work. Thursday is a mix of hitting and defense. And then Fridays are a mix between doing some classroom work or in the weight room again. Sometimes we'll play phys ed because we have to incorporate that into our curriculum as well. So, it's really interesting that you can, keep it as an in-class, in-school program where you have a practice a day, but it's part of your daily routine of going to school, like a phys ed class.
I found it interesting that you guys have a class dedicated to sports medicine, and I wonder not just the medicine part, but also about the classroom setting. And are you watching video of swings and of pitching and throwing just to kind of knock down how all the mechanics of things go as well?
Yeah, and I think it's important for the kids to, a coach can sit there and say, you're not doing this, but, until they really see it, it becomes it doesn't really click sometimes in their heads. I think they really need to visualize what you're talking about and what you say. So we there's a lot of baseball talk. We'll go over not even just swing mechanics, but obviously pitching mechanics as well. We'll go through basic team defense and how things are supposed to work and why they work that way. So you can kind of visually see it. Obviously during our winters, we don't have a chance to go out in the field and demonstrate all this. So, if we can draw it up on a board, show them where they kind of need to be, why they need to be there, and what they need to do, it's definitely an added benefit to learning how to play the game.
I know you guys have you guys do a lot of games, whether it's in the fall against Oyen and St. Albert, that kind of thing, and then you've got some other visits that you head out to BC, that kind of thing. What's the goal when you're in the game setting? Is it to be bringing them up to the next level? Are you trying to win a championship of some sort? What's sort of the end goal when all is said and done once the season schedule has come to a complete?
The goal is just develop. The wins and losses, there is no championship for us. We want to play a competition that brings out the best in our players, that gives them an opportunity to not only see where they're at, but see where they need to get to. We go down to Lethbridge and we'll play the college team, and it gives the players an idea of what the level of play is at a college level to know where they need to get to, where they need to improve, how they can get there. It puts them in front of their coaches to see where they're at. Like I said, we're not trying to win a championship. We're trying to get better. So in game, you obviously need that live feel to play in the game to see where you're weak, where you can improve, and see where you measure up for sure.
Talk a little about the facilities that you guys have. Given that you are attached to a school, you have the added benefit of some centers that maybe others are not able to benefit off of.
Yeah, so right attached to our school is a big rec center. It's a 3 basketball court long rec center with a track up above. So your standard, city rec center. That's key to everything we do because it gives us a good space. We have a batting cage in there, and we're able to do everything we need to do. We can fit a full infield in there to be able to do, whether we're throwing across a diamond, different things, base running, all that kind of different things that we can incorporate in. And it's a large facility that most people don't really have the full access to. So we have that every day. It's been outstanding for us. It's a standard gym, but we can use real baseballs in there, and then we also utilize some other places when that doesn't become available. We have Home Run Sports, which is a 2 batting cage, little facility. It's not huge, but it provides us with a good place to take BP during the winter. We've utilized Collingwood Field as our outdoor facility, and it's a short bus drive over from the school. So we bus the kids over to that. All in all, having that big rec center attached right to the school is huge. And it's really the key for what we do during the wintertime.
One of the things that you guys are able to do as well is be a part of the community, and you're part of a community that you grew up in here. And I'm wondering what it means to you to be able to give back to a baseball community like you do, given that you grew up there.
Well, it's outstanding. I mean, that's kind of why you stay involved in the game. As a coach, you want to keep giving back to the game that gave you so much. And baseball's been basically my life since I was 7 years old. So it's provided me all the opportunities that I've gotten, and it's been my job for now going on 14, 15 years, not just as a coach, but with Baseball Alberta. And it's just given me so much, so it's great to be able to give back and help provide the local associations with better baseball players for them to do during their summer programs.
Yeah, you've had quite the experience with baseball here in Alberta, and I'm curious from your standpoint, how has the game developed over the last 15 or so years, and the amount of talent that is coming out of this province and including in your academy?
Absolutely. I mean, it's gotten a lot easier to get noticed, which is great. But I think that's a reflection of the fact that there is better baseball coming out of Canada, not just Alberta in general, but in the whole country. So we're getting more and more recognition as baseball players and not just hockey players. So it's been great to see. Kind of had a good view of these guys that have been getting drafted and seeing the numbers increase and seeing how much higher they're going in drafts. So it's been good to watch.
Yeah, and one of the guys that came out of your program that was drafted and did really well was Tanner Kerwer. But is he one of the prime guys that you look at and say, there's where the potential lies in a program like ours or a program that is based here in Alberta?
Yeah, I mean, I think you look at all the guys that come out and are successful in baseball after the fact. I mean, I don't think you need to get drafted to be considered successful. But of course, those guys, you always want to, show off that you can play baseball in high school in Canada, in Edmonton, Alberta, and move on to much better things and go into pro ball and play at the next level. Definitely, even college guys, that's considered successful. If you can get into college and play at a college level for your 4 years and earn a degree, that's success as well.
Mm-hmm.
But definitely the drafted guys are the ones that garner the most prestige out of any kind of academy.
Is that a challenge to sell in terms of telling kids, hey, you know what, the dream might be to get to the bigs, but you should be pretty proud of yourself if you end up going the college route, go the 4 years, get your master's or whatever the case may be, and have a successful career that goes outside of baseball. Make sure that you have, I don't want to say a backup plan, but certainly some plans in place should the road take you down a different route.
I wouldn't say it's a hard sell. I mean, I think you just have to be honest with the kids. Not everybody's a major league prospect. But that being said, if you're willing to work hard and try your best to improve and work hard at practice every day and improve what you're weak at, then me as a coach, if I'm not getting you to the next level, then I'm not doing my job. So I don't know if it's a hard sell, but I think a lot of kids realize that college is the route that you really want to go. Getting drafted out of high school just means you're in a deep grind
Mm-hmm.
of the minor leagues for a long, long, long time for most kids. So it's great, but for the kids that we have, I think college is where you want to head to.
You alluded to it earlier, but I've asked this question in every one of the profiles to this point, is what defines success for St. Francis Xavier?
I think we just want to incorporate the life skills that create a student athlete. If you're going to move on to the next level, or even if you're not going to play baseball at the college level, if you're going to go on in life, we want kids to be able to have those necessary skills that it takes to be a student athlete. That means your work ethic, your time management. You can work in a team. You can self-motivate yourself. You're accountable for what you're doing. All those types of things incorporate not just into baseball, but into your general life skills that when you move on, if you don't make the major leagues and you finish college, you have some skills to get out into the business world or, just general adult life to be able to succeed at everything you do.
That's got to be something else that you guys take into account too when it comes to the success factor, is that not only are you building strong baseball players, but you're also building strong community members and strong human beings down the line as well.
Yeah, definitely. We want to be able to make sure that the guys that come out of our program have a sense of the right way to go about things, and that nothing's going to be given to them. And if they work hard, then that's where your success lies, is being able to have the social skills and the ability to go out into your adult life and have success at whatever you're going to be doing.
Mm-hmm. Final question for you when it comes to St. Francis Xavier. What's next? What do you guys have in mind? Do you have any expansion plans? What would you like to see maybe in the next 5 years if you could put the crystal ball in front of you?
Yeah. So this is my actual first full year at St. FX. So we're reorganizing. We're looking to the future to see how we can build. We definitely want to incorporate more of our junior high program. We want to get kids in at a younger age to have them develop throughout, and not just high school. As you can imagine, trying to get a player in grade 11 it's not always easy to have them say, hey, you need to change high schools and come to St. Francis Xavier. You have friends, you have family, you have different things. So if we can get them in at a younger age, so the Bantam age category, that'd be huge for us. We're definitely focusing on that part of things. We've kind of started a small pilot of some softball stuff. So for female and male players, we have a softball coach that comes in and works with them. And I think that's kind of a little bit of an untapped thing anywhere in the province as far as the softball academy goes. So it's small. We're looking to see how it works and to see how we can incorporate it. Don't necessarily do things that, baseball and softball don't necessarily play together at the same time. We separate them out in the sports center and they do their thing and we do our thing. So we're looking at that. We'll see how it works. But definitely as far as baseball goes, getting those Bantam kids in and into our junior high program, and then seeing the development over the course of 5 years instead of just 3 years of high school.
Sounds like an exciting plan ahead for St. FX. Brad, thanks so much for the insight into it and joining us on the podcast today.
No problem. Thanks for having me.
A big thanks again to Clayton Keyes and Brad Wolanski for joining us on the podcast this week. And of course, a big thanks to all of you for downloading and listening. Over the weekend, we hit double digits in the number of 5-star ratings we got on iTunes, so keep those coming, along with those comments as well. They're very much appreciated, and they also help spread the word about the podcast, whether it be on Apple Podcasts or Google Play. We'll be back in a week's time with another edition of Alberta Dugout Stories, the podcast. Until then, thanks again for listening.